The Soviet Union's war on Venus, an unforgettable space race. Imagine landing on a planet without a parachute or a rocket engine. It sounds like science fiction, but it's a unique feature of Venus. That was a hard one. Discovery by the Soviet Union. Over a period of 2 decades, through a relentless series of trial and error, they uncovered the truth about our solar system's most mysterious planet. This is the story of what the Soviets found on Venus, and why no one has ever gone back. The unconquered planet. While Mars captures all the headlines today, back in the 20th century, Venus was the ultimate prize of space exploration. From Earth, we could only see an impenetrable layer of thick clouds, sparking centuries-old questions. What lies beneath? Could a world with a dense atmosphere and clouds harbor life? The leading scientific theory, popularized by astronomer Carl Sagan, was that Venus was a runaway greenhouse effect, a superheated planet with a scorched, hellish surface. But the only way to prove it was to go there. The unrelenting Soviet effort. The Soviet Union was first to the challenge. In 1961, they launched the first 2 probes, Venera 1 and Venera 2. These early missions were ambitious but primitive, with little more than adding machines for guidance. They were launched into space with the hope they would make it. Both probes managed to fly close to Venus, but suffered total system failures before they could send back any data. In 1962, the U.S. Mariner. 2 probes successfully flew within 35,000 kilometers of Venus, confirming Sagan's theory. Its instruments found temperatures up to 49 degrees on the day side and a dense atmosphere, leading NASA to largely abandon Venus in favor of the Moon and Mars. But the Soviets were not deterred. The brutal reality of a hellscape. The Soviets were determined to land on Venus. In 1966, they launched Venera 3 and Venera 4. Their plan was for a small descent module to parachute down and collect data. While Venera 3 failed on its journey, it became the first human-made object to impact another planet. In 1967, Venera 4 successfully deployed its parachute into the Venusian atmosphere. It sent back valuable data, showing that while the upper atmosphere was surprisingly Earth-like, the pressure and temperature grew more extreme with every kilometer of descent. After 90 minutes, transmission stopped. It was crushed by the immense atmospheric pressure, much like a beer can being squeezed. This new information was a grim revelation. Descending into Venus was like diving deep into the ocean. The air was so dense it could crush a metal spacecraft. Despite this, the Soviets launched Venera 5 and Venera 6 in 1969, both meeting the same crushing fate, a hard-won victory. The Soviets would not give up. For their next attempts, Venera 7 and Venera 8, they built probes from thick titanium with more insulation and a modified parachute system to get through the dangerous upper atmosphere faster. In 1970, Venera 7's parachute failed, and the landing module plummeted like a rock, hitting the surface at 61 km/h. Miraculously, even with a busted antenna, it sent back a faint signal. The data confirmed scientists' worst fears. The surface temperature was a scorching 475 degrees, hot enough to melt lead. Then, in 1972, Venera 8 landed with all instruments intact. It recorded data for nearly an hour, the first views and sounds of a hellish world. Despite the horrific conditions, Venera 8 revealed one last intriguing fact. Enough sunlight reached the surface to take a photograph. In 1975, the Soviets launched Venera 9 with a completely new design. The probe no longer needed a parachute to land. The incredibly dense atmosphere acted more like water, providing enough resistance to slow its descent. Its landing gear was simply a tough metal ring designed to absorb the impact of a free fall. Venera 9 sent back the first ever black and white photo from the surface of Venus, showing a field of jagged rock surrounded by a sand-like material. Venera 10 provided another view of a smooth, flat plain, likely an ancient lava flow. Then in 1981, Venera 13 returned the first ever color photograph of the Venusian surface. The image showed a desolate landscape of flat, orange-brown rock. This probe was also equipped with a drill to analyze soil and, most impressively, a microphone, giving us the first sounds of Venus. All that could be heard was the ghostly noise of wind and the hum of the probe itself. The end of an era. After Venera 14, No human-made object has landed on. Venus, one obvious. Reason is the high cost for such a short return. The longest a Venera probe survived was just over 2 hours. The program came to an end as the Soviet Union itself dissolved. The Venera missions were a testament to human persistence and ingenuity in the face of impossible odds. They gave us our first and only look at the bizarre, deadly world beneath Venus's clouds, and they serve as a stark reminder of what it takes to explore a truly alien environment.